Hi folks, working on a Big Bear. This one here is a 98, but they're pretty much all the same. And what I want to show you is the carburetor and what I do to the throttle cable. You can see this carburetor here. There's a cap over it, like so, and there's some screws you have to remove. This is something you want to check. You really do. You want to undo those screws, pull this cap off. You don't really have to take the carburetor off to do this. I had to take the carburetor off for another reason. And being that the carburetor's off, I'm going to inspect the cable that's beneath this cover here. So once you have that cover off, you'll actually see the throttle mechanism here. I'll give it some throttle and you'll see everything move. You can see it move. Well, you can see the bottom of that cable. Let me show you a little better here if I can. I'll do this by hand. And when I say the bottom of the cable, I mean down here. I'm going to show you. You'll see signs of it. See that little bit of rust right there? What's going to happen if I don't take care of that now is that I'm going to be out riding, or anybody's going to be out riding, and that's just going to snap. And when that snaps, that means you're not going to have any throttle to continue moving. So what I do to prevent that from breaking and changing the cable is I take some of this, it's called rust cure. I mean, you can really use anything, any kind of penetrating oil, and I give it a good squirt to make sure that cable, and I go up here like so, and I'm going to do the spring here at the same time. This doesn't affect anything to do with the carburetor. This is just basically the linkage. I'm going to give it a little bit here. There, now I lubricated it, and I'm going to prevent any further rust from developing and that cable from snapping, breaking, and leaving me stranded somewhere. It's something you're going to want to check on your bike, or basically anything that has a throttle cable to it. It's something that's a really good idea to check every now and then. Sorry for the sun behind me, it's quite bright. I'm trying to shade it so you can see it better. And now that it's nice and lubricated, that rust will stop, and there's still enough strength left in that cable that it won't break. Without doing this, that rust will continue to grow, and then eventually a couple, throttles up and down, and eventually it just breaks, and the throttle drops down to an idle, and you're pretty much not going to go very far after that point. The only way you'd be able to continue going would be taking that cap off, like I showed you, that outer cap, this cap, and getting home by physically taking your finger and applying up pressure, which would give you throttle to get home. But without that, you're going to be pretty much stranded wherever you are. Well, thank you for watching, folks. Subscribe if you have not, and thank you very much for those that already have.